Jobs. Empowering others to excel with your host, Jacqueline Jobs. Are you ready to be transformed? I'm here to uplift, encourage, motivate, and inspire. Empowering others to excel with your host, Jacqueline Jobs.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Empowering Others to Excel. I am your host. I am your empowerment strategist, Jacqueline Jobs. I want to say good morning to my WMEG listeners, those who are tuning in via Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Good morning to you all. I hope you all are having a great morning. I hope the weather holds up because I want to go do my walking after this. I'm holding myself accountable. So yes, good morning. Thank you all for tuning in. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube page, so you can go back and watch any of the previous sessions, because we're on session 37, I believe. So there are 37 sessions that you can go back and view. Go and subscribe to the YouTube page, Empowering Others to Excel, and you can look for those sessions under Transform Life Coaching Moments That Transform. All of those sessions are under the playlist Life Coaching Moments That Transform. So once again, good morning to you all. I hope you all are just having a great morning. All right, so let's talk real quick. Let's recap from last week. Last week was moving with confidence in unfamiliar territories. That was our topic from last week, moving with confidence in unfamiliar territories. And some of the key takeaways from last week, we had unfamiliar doesn't mean unsafe. It often means you're expanding. So when you're stepping into those unfamiliar territories, it doesn't mean that those territories are not safe. It just means that you're expanding your knowledge of the different areas, events, or arenas that you are stepping into. Another one is, in order to move with confidence, you have to shift your mindset. You have to shift your mindset. Why? Because you're growing. And as you're growing, your mindset needs to shift and align and change. The next one, confidence grows when we talked about that, the different ways that your confidence can grow, when you take actions, when you hold yourself accountable, when you become disciplined, your confidence grows. The next topic was navigate the unknown. Then we had faith over fear and walk boldly into your unknown. So those are the topics that we discussed last week under moving with confidence in unfamiliar territories. All right, but we're going to jump into today's topic. Adjusting your life to match the change. Alignment is the real transformation. Adjusting your life to match the change. Alignment is the real transformation. Now, once again, I've told you that these sessions are building upon each other. Each session that we have build upon each other. So if you need to go back, I need you to go back and listen to the other ones, because while we're in the process of growing, all of these sessions are here to help you to grow, to become that individual that you desire to be. So we're in the process of growing. So today we're talking about adjusting your life to match the change. Why? Because 2 sessions ago, we said we were moving forward. We were stepping into the unknown. We're walking with confidence. And now in order for that to happen, we know there has to be change. There has to be some type of transformation going on. So now we have to adjust our life accordingly, because we can't continue to do the same old thing, but yet we're expecting change. Or when change happens, we expect that change to stay, but we're still doing all of the old things that we used to do. So today we're going to talk about how we can help out the change, how we can help out the growth. And we're going to do that by understanding that we have to adjust our life to match the change. Alignment is the real transformation. Now listen to this. Change doesn't fully transform your life until your habits, mindset, environment, and decisions align with it. I'm going to repeat that again. Change doesn't fully transform your life until your habits, mindsets, and environment and decisions align with it. If your life doesn't adjust, the change won't stick. And we want the change to stick, don't we? Yes. We want that change to stick because we didn't go through all of these things. We didn't go through all of these tests, these trials, learning about ourselves, the good, the bad, the ugly. We didn't go through all of this for this change not to stick. We want this change to stick. So in order for that to happen, what? Our habits, mindset, and environment and decisions have to align with it. So let's get into that. Let's get into that. Change requires alignment. Many people experience change. We all experience change in one form or another. We experience that change, but we never fully benefit from it. What does that mean? The change happened. It's like, oh, okay, that was nice. I like that. I want that to keep going. And you say that out of your mouth, but then what do you do to help it to keep going? Do you adjust your living style, your lifestyle, your habits? Do you adjust anything so that change can continue to keep going? Or you think it's just going to magically poof, there it is. It happens. We have to do that work in order for that change. So we have to adjust the things that we do in order for that change to happen. Are y'all following? Gotta adjust. You can't live a life with old patterns. You can't live a new life. How about that? You can't live a new life with old patterns because you can live any life you want to live, but you can't live that new life with those old patterns. So my question I have for you, what has changed in your life? So just think back, past month, past couple of weeks. What has changed in your life? But your habits haven't caught up to it yet. What has changed in your life, but your habits haven't caught up to it yet? So for example, I'm going to go with me. One of my things y'all already know is that I'm walking every day. So that is something, not, oh Lord, I'm going to get there, but not yet. I am walking. The goal is 3 times a week. The goal is 3 times a week for me. I am walking. So in order for me to get the results I want, yes, I'm walking, but I have to do other things as well. I have to adjust my life to fit the walking. Because with the walking, I have already told you, the walking is improving my health, is improving my mental state. But there's also some other things that I have to do. So for example, first of all, I have to figure out what days fit for walking because it's been a hit or miss and I'm still trying to figure it out. So I got to figure out those days. Now my body is already adjusting. And why do I say that? Because my body is like, when I don't walk, it's like, you're missing something today. What happened? We didn't go outside. We didn't get that sun. We didn't get that fresh air. We didn't get that time to woosah. Ma'am, excuse me. What are we doing? That is what my body and my mind is saying to me when I miss my walk. So my body is aligning. It's adjusting. It's getting familiar. But I still have to, first, I have to figure out what days it's going to be. Now, some of them days are not going to be etched in stone because, you have to go with the flow. Some days something happened, you got to switch it up. But I got to stick to my 3 days a week. Next, also with the walking, I'm trying to improve my health. So if I'm trying to improve my health, what does that mean? That means I just can't be walking and saying, oh, yes, I did a great job. I walked. No, I have to watch the things that I eat. So me, I'm trying to cut back on sweets. I'm trying to cut back on sweets. Now, for those who didn't know, I'm just throwing in a little tidbit. I have like new moles popping up everywhere. And I went to the doctor, like, can you explain what's going on here? And do you know that the doctor told me, it was a dermatologist, y'all. He told me that moles are a sign of sugar, a sugar increase. And I'm like, oh, and see, I already figured that because some of my sugar kind of teeters. It's not always high, but it teeters. So I'm like, oh, okay. And he was like, so you need to watch your sugar intake. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I started watching my sugar intake, and guess what? Those moles have decreased. And I'm just like, wow, our body is fascinating. Our body is fascinating. So yes, I'm trying to watch my sugar. And I'm sitting here like, so I know just like one of my favorite gummies is the Albanese gummies. If y'all haven't tried them, try them. They are so good. I think they're the top tier gummies. Those are my favorite gummies. And I did real good because took my kids out yesterday, went to the store and they saw the gummies. They got 2 packs. And I was just like, ooh. And I'm looking like, do they have sugar-free gummies? Do they have sugar-free gummies? And I didn't eat any, y'all. I did not eat any. So I am very proud of myself for that. So yes, in order for this thing to happen in your life to adjust, you have to make sure the change is going all the way around. So yes, I'm walking. Yes, I'm scheduling it in. When can I fit it in? Yes, besides just walking, I am watching what I am eating. I'm trying to be more conscientious and more aware of the food that I eat. I mean, I don't eat a lot of junk food. I don't eat a lot of processed foods, but I'm just trying to be more aware and health conscious of the food that I do eat and that I put into my body, because I plan on being here a long time. And while I'm here, I want to be in good health. So therefore, I'm working on myself now for my future. So what am I doing? I am putting in those requirements. I am aligning to the change. And that is what they're talking about for the question, what has changed in your life, but your habits haven't caught up to it? So I'm making sure that my habits have caught up to the change. This is the change that I'm going for. I'm going for a new, healthier me. I'm going for a new, healthier me. So now I have to make sure that I am changing everything that is going to allow me to be that healthier me. Okay, so now let's go on to the next question. What it means to adjust your life. What does it mean to adjust your life? I'm not talking about causing everything to go in disarray. That is not what I'm talking about. Adjusting means realigning your daily routines. Realigning your daily routines. So for example, like I say, I want to be able to walk. So I have to realign my routines and try to fit the walking in. And I found out right now what is best for me is once I pick the kids up from school, they get an hour break. When they come home from school, they get an hour break before they have to start their homework. So, well, for the little ones, the older ones, they do it when they do it. They want to do it as soon as they get in the house, that's fine. So that way, that hour break is my perfect time for me to go and walk. So I have adjusted my daily routines. Because in that moment, I normally would come back home, I would start working or I would do something else. But no, guess what? That is my walk time. So that is my designated walk time. So I have aligned my daily routines to fit in. Next one, adjusting means updating your mindset. Updating your mindset. And I will continue to use me for an example. So that means I have to have it in my mind that this is beneficial for me. Because once again, you have to have that why. If you do not have that why, what you're trying to do is not going to stick. Because in your mind, it's like, oh, that's that can go. I don't need that. But if you have that why, I want to be a healthier me. I want to be around to watch my kids grow up. I don't want to be broken. So that my why. So my mindset has to shift. Okay, mind, hey, listen up. We're becoming a more healthier person. So that means when it's time to do the work, I'm not getting kickback. I'm not going to be, I'm tired. I don't feel like it, even though you know you can get out there and you can do this. And once you do it, you feel better. So my mindset has to change. Changing your behaviors, changing your behaviors. That means the actions that you are doing. So for example, I know that if I'm going to be walking, before I walk, I need to make sure that I am well hydrated. I am well hydrated. For those who like they don't drink a lot throughout the day, you need to be well hydrated. If you're planning on going out there and exercise, you need to be well hydrated. Because I know one day last week I was fasting. And in the process of me fasting, I didn't drink because I like to drink this tea that I make. It's tea, honey, and lemon juice. And I didn't make it that morning, and I was busy working all day. So by the time it came for me to walk, I felt like I was about to pass out. And I was like, excuse me, like, no, we can't do this today. Because I didn't do the things that I needed to do to equip myself to do the walk. So I wasn't going to go out there and become a hazard on the road, laying there and become a speed bump. No, I decided this is not going to work today. But that is one thing, changing behaviors. You have to make sure that you are doing those things that you need to do. Adjusting means making decisions that support your new season. Whatever new season you're in, you have to make decisions that are going to support. That means they're going to bring growth. They're going to benefit your new season. You're not making decisions that is going to take away from that new season. And just like I was in the mirror today getting ready, and I was making myself look presentable, my face look presentable. And I was just like, oh, there is a glow up. I was like, there is a glow up. Because if you would have seen me 3, 4 months ago, I just looked like I was tired. I looked like I was worn. I was ragged. I was done because I was in the fight. I was in the trenches, and I felt like I was beat up, and I looked like I was beat up. And then I looked at myself today, and I'm like, yes, there you go. How you been? I've missed you. Like, hey, girl, hey. That's how I was in the mirror today. And so you have to make decisions that support your new season. I'm in this new season. I'm ready for this new season. I am preparing myself for this new season. So I'm going to make myself look like I'm in the season, make myself presentable for that season. So now some examples. New opportunities require new disciplines. Healing requires new boundaries, because if you're being healed from something, you can't keep all those old things away. So you got to create new boundaries. Growth requires new thinking. Mindset has to change. Those are some examples of what it means to adjust your life. Now, if your behavior stays the same, your results will too. And what are we in? We want growth. We want to see growth. We are becoming that individual that we desire to be. So we want to see that growth. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Think about it right now. Your mindset, you're changing. What are you doing that can help you in this season that you're in? What change have you decided that you're going to do? And what can you do to help that growth? Think about that. Now, why people struggle to adjust? Why people struggle to adjust? I'm going to share some reasons with you as to why people struggle to adjust. Even when change is good, adjustment can be hard. Common reason: comfort with old habits. Comfort with old habits. We like being comfortable. We like to keep things around that we don't need to keep around. It is time for us to let those things go. Fear of losing familiarity. Once again, this still goes with being comfortable, because sometimes when we lose that familiarity, we feel lost. But the whole purpose is not for you to feel lost. It's for you to understand and to see the things that are around you that are new, the things that are around you that are possible, the things that are around you that can change your life for the better. So once that fear is gone, your mindset can change. You are able to see differently, and then you're able to accept the changes. But the fear has to leave. Lack of discipline. You have to become disciplined. You have to become focused. You have to change your habits. You have to be consistent with this thing. Emotional attachment to the past. And the last one, not fully believing the change is real. We talked about this because it's like, do I really belong here? And you're questioning, is this really the space that I'm supposed to be in right now? Is this really for me? Like, yes, this is for you. This is your new season. I want you to walk in it with boldness. Walk in it, seeing the opportunity, seizing the opportunity. Walk in it. You may not know all of the answers, but guess what? This is your door that has been opened for you. So that it's time for you to walk in it, embrace it. And while you're in it, just be willing to learn as you go. Remember, we talked about that last week. Learn as you grow. Or it was grow as you go. One of the two, but all of it, you're learning. That's the whole thing. You're learning. It's not that the change is difficult. It's just letting go of what you used to. That's the thing, letting go of what you used to, because we just want to hold on to everything. And that's just human nature. We want to hold on to everything. That's just, for example, this is the season where children are graduating from high school. They're going to be going off to college. The parents want to hold on to them. Why? Because we have been guiding them. We have been directing them. We have been protecting them and shielding them. But now it is time for them to go off onto their own. We want to hold them, but we know we have to let them go. We have to let them become those individuals that they want to become. So that is the same thing, letting go. Letting go hurts. Yes, you're going to shed some tears. Yes, there's going to be some pains, but you have to let go in order for yourself to grow. You got to let go. Okay, so now your mindset. Let's talk about mindset. For our mindset, for this change, we have to shift from doubt to belief. Shift from doubt to belief. And guess what? It is hard sometimes to shift from the doubting to the belief. Because when we can't see the answers or we don't understand the why, we are asking a lot of questions. And in us asking those questions, we begin to doubt the reason that we're here, the reason that we're doing something. And we'll be like, this opportunity seems good, but the season that I am in is for this reason, but. So we have to shift our mindset. We have to shift it and stop doubting, and we have to just start believing. And guess what? When we start believing, we're going to walk in it. We're going to walk in that truth. We're going to walk in and we're going to have faith. We're not going to let the fear hold us back. And then the next one was shifting from fear to faith. See, it just ties right into each other. Shifting from fear to faith. Fear has a lot to do why a lot of us don't succeed. It has a lot to do because we don't want to step out there into that unknown, not knowing what is going to happen next. Because we don't know what our lifeline looks like for the unknown. We don't know what the lifeline looks like. We don't know who we can call on before we even step out there. We just know that we have this opportunity in front of us. And if we take this opportunity, if we choose to take this road, we choose to take this path, we don't know what's going to happen. But we want to take it. We want to take it because we want better. But then it's still like, but what if? And that doubt starts to set in again. But what if? What if I fail? But what if? What if people don't understand what it is that I'm doing? But what if? Is this change really necessary? But what if? But what if I lose my friends along the way? See, we have all of these questions, and then we begin to doubt ourselves. And then in the process of that doubt, then we get the fear. Like, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to go at this all by myself. But the thing about it is you don't know what's on the other side. You don't know what's on the other side. You're afraid that you're going to be alone. But when you step over, guess what? There are going to be other people over there to help you along the way. When you step over, you might not lose anybody because guess what? Some of those people who you're afraid you're going to leave behind, once you step over, guess what? They're going to step over too. Because they're going to see you grow up. You grow up. They're going to see the growth. And they're going to want it. Now, some people we can't take with us when we go over, when we decide that we want to grow and we want to improve. But then there are others, they can come along because they want it too. They want it just as bad as you, but they just don't know how to do it. And then guess what? What's stopping them? The fear. The fear is stopping them. Fear of the unknown. And you just have to make that decision. Make that decision. This is what it is. This is what it's going to be. Yes. And you go for it. Your habits. You have to replace inconsistency habits and start making intentional routines. Replace inconsistent habits and start making intentional routines. And when I say intentional routines, it means that you are stating, excuse me, y'all, this is why I'm doing this. I am doing this because. And then you have your routines. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do A, B, C, and D. So it's not going to be a habit that you start and then you stop. You start and then you stop. No, we're going to be consistent with this. We're going to be consistent. We're going to be intentional on what it is that we are doing. We're going to be intentional. So right now, what I want you to do, I want you to stop and think. You are in the process of changing. You are in the process of transforming. You know what it is that you want to change in your life. You know exactly what it is that you want to change in your life. And you know those old habits that you have been doing that are not bringing about that change. So right now, I want you to think about what are some intentional routines that you can set in place that is going to bring about that change. And this is not just talking about exercise. This is talking about your everyday life, everything that you are doing. So for example, if you're trying to be a person who's more positive, because you realize that everything that's going around you is negative. The people around you is negative. The way that you think is negative. Your speech is negative. Your household is negative. Nobody's encouraging each other. Nobody's uplifting or motivating each other. It's always talking down about somebody. And now you're like, you know what? I don't want to be in this situation anymore. I don't want to be in this environment anymore. What can you do starting today? Intentional routines. What can you do? And the first thing I just heard is somebody saying, but this is where I'm at, this environment where I'm at, and this is where I live at. Okay, but what can you do? Because you can't change the people around you. You can't change the people around you. You probably can't even change your environment right now, depending upon where you are in this life. You can't change the environment. What can you do? If you want to be more positive, what can you do? You can change your speech. So therefore, instead of saying negative things, you can start saying positive things. You can change your mindset. This will never work. I don't understand why. It just don't work. No, change your mindset. This can work. I just need to do this and that. Because just like right now, you're that person saying, okay, I understand what you're saying, but that's not how it goes. It doesn't go like that. Why doesn't it go like that? See, your mindset is already in a place where you decided that you're going to stay in the negative. So now let's change that for the positive. What can you do? What can you do? If you want to be a positive individual, even though you have negative people around you, they're in your face, they're in your space, what can you do? Change your speech. So if you say good morning, what's good about it? You're in the land of the living. You're alive. You're able to breathe air. You're changing it. Have a great day. Okay, you can do what you want, but I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to speak it because you can command your mornings. You can command your day. You can set that positivity into the atmosphere. So that way, when you start off, it is going to linger with you. You don't allow the people that are around you to decide for you how your day is going to play out, how your mindset is going to go, how your thinking is going to go, and how your actions are going to go. So that is one thing about setting intentional routines. Yes, no, you cannot change the people around you, but what can you do for yourself? What can you do for yourself? Just like if everything else is a negative around you, but you can still create that positive space for you. What does that positive space for you look like? Does it mean you're going to play relaxing music? Are you going to listen to music that is uplifting? You're going to find a podcast where somebody is speaking truth. Whatever it is that you can do, that is what you need to do. So I want you to think about that. What intentional routines can you set today for whatever it is, what it is that you're desiring for your change in your life? Because everybody has something different that they want to change in their life. So what is it? Think about it. What is it that you want to change? Think about those habits that you have been doing that have not been beneficial. They're there, and then when you do it, it's like, oh yay, but then you go back to oh yay. Oh, it's like a roller coaster, up, down, up, down. No, we want to stay up. We want to stay up with the highs and the positivity. So, and then make those intentional routines. Surround yourself with growth. Surround yourself with growth. So that means if you have to leave out of that space for a little bit, then come back in, guess what? That's what you did. Surround yourself with growth. Next one, some relationships, you need to set boundaries or distance. That's something else you can do. Set boundaries or distance. Distance doesn't mean I'm cutting you off completely, you're gone, bye. No, it's just that you're distancing yourself. Why? Because you already know, once again, you want to be positive. This person is always speaking negative. So when you're distancing yourself, y'all can have conversations, but you just limit the conversations. Or you can set a boundary. Hey, when we come together, let's first talk about something that's good that happened. And then they can be like, why we gotta talk about something that's good that happened? And just start doing it every day. If they have their negative person, okay, tell me one thing that was good that happened today. And then just allow them to talk. After a while, you're going to realize they're going to want to share more and more. And then they already know that this is one of those things that you require. You require when they come around you, they have to tell you something good. So they're already thinking about it. What can I tell her today? What can I tell him today? And guess what? They don't know, but they're going to start changing too. But that's for another story. All right. So next one, raise what you accept and expect. And that goes along with the boundaries. Raise your standards. Raise what you accept and expect. So that means don't keep your standards borderline. Don't keep your standards borderline. You are changing. You are changing. And with that change, you are embracing new things. You are exploring new things. And so now you need to raise what you accept and expect. So that means before you allowed people to come in your space, you allow people to say and do any old thing. But now that you are changing, guess what? If it doesn't benefit you, I'm sorry, no, I can't do that right now. It's just that simple. You're raising your expectations, and you're raising what you are accepting in your life. So that means before somebody was able just to come in and they were able to take from you and they never returned. Oh, excuse me, no. This is what we're going to do. If you can't do this and you can't follow this rule and you can't acknowledge this, then we're not doing this anymore. Thank you. And they're going to be looking like, okay, what's going on here? I'm changing. I'm growing. You need to do the same. All right now. Take care. Yes, that is what you need to do. Now, question for you again. Which area of your life needs the most adjustment right now? Which area of your life needs the most adjustment right now while you were sitting and listening? Is it the mindset? Is it your habits? Is it your environment? Is it your relationship? Is it your standards? Which area of your life needs the most adjustment right now? Now we're going to talk about how to make these adjustments successful. Because you identified the area of your life, right? Hopefully you identified it. So now we're going to talk about how to make these adjustments successful. First one, acknowledge the change. Acknowledge the change. Accept that your life is different now. Accept that your life is different now. And it's funny because I was talking to somebody yesterday and they was talking about, oh, you getting old. And I was like, yeah, you're getting old too. They was like, nope, nope, nope. And I'm like, yes, you need to acknowledge that you're getting old. Just because we're getting old, that's not a bad thing. You can't stay young forever. So you need to acknowledge that you're getting old. And when you acknowledge it, realize when you get older, yes, your body may start to hurt. You might start feeling a certain type of way, but you need to acknowledge that. You can't live in denial. So that's the same thing with adjusting. You have to acknowledge the change, accept that your life is different now. That goes for everything. Accept your life is different. You want this change, your life is different. Now that your life is different, what are you going to allow? What are you not going to allow? What boundaries are you going to set? Some of your old boundaries might need to be changed now. So then next one, start small. Practical steps. Start small. Don't try to change everything at once. And this is the thing we say for goal setting, anything else. Why do you start small? Because if you try to do a big grand change, you're going to become frustrated. You're going to become overwhelmed. And then you're just going to stop altogether. Start small. Start with one thing. Accomplish that one thing. When you accomplish that one thing, it gives you the motivation to do the next step. If you don't accomplish anything, you don't have the motivation to keep going. So that is why you start small. Start small, accomplish that task, get motivated, feel good, and move on to the next one. Build consistency. That's the third one. Build consistency. Daily habits create long-term transformation. Build consistency. Start small. Pick one thing small. Every day, do that one thing. Every day, do that one thing. And you're going to realize the change. It stays. It's there. It's there. Because if you try to do 5 things at once, and every day you're trying to target all 5 of those things. Wait a minute, did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do? That's exactly what you're going to be like. And you're going to become frustrated and overwhelmed. And you're going to be like, forget it. I can't do this. Why can't you do it? Because you did not start small. Start small, pick one task, complete task, get motivated, do the next one. And then also you can also start building upon it. So you start small. 1 week, you're doing that one task. Do that one task for the whole week. You see that it's working, you're getting excited. Guess what? So next week, you're doing that one task, but then you add on another task. And so now you're focusing on doing the first task and the second task. And you're working and you're working and you're getting excited. That is what you did. Stay accountable. Stay accountable. Track your progress. Track your progress. And it can just be a simple do this, yes or no. Did I accomplish this? Yes or no? That is holding yourself accountable. If you go throughout the whole day and you don't think about it, guess what? You didn't hold yourself accountable. But if you have that thought, wait a minute, this is what I should be doing. Did I do it? No, go do it. That's like for somebody who, like, for example, you're starting to take new medication. And you know you got to take this medication every day. And then you don't for a whole, doctor gave it to you. You done had the bottle for a whole week and it's sitting there and you're like, oh, I never took this medicine. And one way to hold yourself accountable is when you go get those little medicine tubes and they got the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, went all the way throughout the week. You fill it up, put one in it every day, and then you set a routine. Every morning, as soon as I get up, guess what? I'm going to pop this pill, guzzle some water, and I'm going to go about my day. I just held myself accountable. That is what we need to do for everything else in our life. Hold ourselves accountable. We just do that check-in. Did we do it? Yes. If we did, no. If we didn't, why didn't we do it? Stay accountable, track your progress. Next one, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Growth takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. It is not going to happen overnight. And that is one thing that frustrates us because we want it quick, fast, and in a hurry. We want to see the change. We want to see the progress. We want to see it all quick, fast, in a hurry. And it does not happen overnight. It does not happen overnight. And I can tell you an example. I used to do this. I don't do this anymore because it stressed me out. When I was working out, going to the gym all the time, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And you know, when you first start working out, you going to the gym, you start seeing those pounds drop. And you're like, oh yeah. You might check it once a week and it's like, oh, I see it, I see it, I see it. Then after a while it gets stagnated. And you still checking it, it's like nothing happening. You go back, nothing happened. Then you get upset and you get frustrated because you want to continue to see those pounds drop and you want to continue, but you have to continue to put in that work. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. So that is one thing we need to realize. Growth takes time because what happens to most of those people? We stop going. If you're not dedicated, you don't have a real solid why, you stop going. Growth takes time. So I need you to remember that you have to be patient with this. So your change is going to take time. It is not going to happen overnight. Yes, something might strike and you do this one new thing and it's like, all right, yes. But that doesn't mean that's where you stop in your growth process. That means you just had this great accomplishment, but you're going to keep moving. You're going to keep moving because a lot of people say they're working towards becoming the person they want to be and they feel as though they have obtained it. They got to that point. But guess what? When you get to that point where you feel like you have accomplished it, that's not the end. That's the beginning. Because now you didn't already accomplish that task and you're going to be hungry for something else and you're going to desire something else. So guess what? Now it's the beginning of something else. And now you're going to change and you're going to grow for other reasons. So it's not like you're ever going to stop changing. You're never going to stop growing, but it's just that you have different phases that you have to go through. So while you're going through these phases, just remember, it is taking time. It takes time. You have to be patient. You have to put in the work, but don't give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself. Continue to stay encouraged and do not give up on yourself. Adjustment is a process. It is not an overnight shift. All right, so now, letting go while moving forward. Adjustment requires release. We talked about this, I think, a couple of weeks ago. Adjustment requires release. What do you need to let go of in this changing process, this process of you transforming? What do you need to let go of? Your old routines, your old mindset, the old version of yourself, your old comfort zone. You need to let go of all of those things. Why? Because you want to change. And in the process of change, you cannot hold on to that old baggage. That old baggage is going to slow up your process or there will be no process at all. So you have to let go. Now, letting go is not losing. It is making room. Because now you're letting go of that baggage. You're making room for all of the new things that are going to come along. And you're thinking, oh, I'm losing something. No, you're not losing it. You're just gaining new experiences, new opportunities, new friendships. You're gaining it all. Growth requires space, and you need to have that space in order to change. You need to have that space in order to change. Yes, we have Leslie. She says, start over and don't let the guilt take over your grace. Yes, start over. It is okay to start over. It is okay to start over. This is what I need you to understand. What you release creates room for what you're becoming. What you release creates room for what you're becoming. And this means if you're holding on to the old routines, you don't have room for the new routines. If you're holding on to the old mindset, you don't have room for the new mindset, the new thoughts, the positive act. You don't have room for it. If you're holding on to that old version of yourself, this is me. This is who I am. This is who I'm going to be. No, I'm prideful. Pride takes over my life. Guess what? You don't have room for the new version of you. If you're holding on to the old comfort zones, those things that kept you comfortable, guess what? You don't have room for the change. So what you release creates room for what you're becoming. So you just have to make it up in your mind that you want to become that individual that you have written out, that you are making plans for, that you have been discussing with other people. You have been telling them, this is what I want for my life. This is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to accomplish. But remember, in doing all of those things, there will be change. There will be change, and you have to accept the change, and you have to embrace the change, and you have to not be fearful of the change. You have to walk in faith, knowing that this is what I want, and I'm going to go in faith. Walking in blind, don't know what it's all going to look like, but guess what? This is the change that I want. So this is what I desire. I'm going to go ahead and do these things. So now my question to you again is, what things do you need to let go of? What things do you have to do in your life to help that change go? Acknowledge change, start small, build consistency, stay accountable, give yourself grace. You need to do those things. You need to adjust what? Adjust your mindset, adjust your habits, your environment, your relationships, your standards. You need to adjust them. So what is going on right now? I just said a whole lot of stuff. What's going on right now? In order for you to change, there has to be change. In order for you to change, there has to be change. That is just it, simple. It has to be changed. So the thing about it is, have you decided to change? That's the question. Have you decided to change? Now, the change has already happened. Now it's your responsibility to align your life with it. Because especially if you have been with me for all of these sessions, I believe you're on session 37. If you have gone through every single one of these sessions, and I know there are some people who have, the change is already there. It is there. You have expressed it in the comments. You have expressed some things that you have been thinking about. The change is there. Now it is your responsibility to align with it. It is your responsibility to align with it. Yes, we have Leslie. She said, I need to let go of overthinking. Yes. Yes, overthinking, that can cause you to self-sabotage. Overthinking can cause you to self-sabotage. Why? Because you're like, okay, but what if this happened? But what if this happened? I know, but then this can happen and this can happen. And then as a result, it's like, you know what? Nope, I'm not doing it. Yeah, so you need to let go of that overthinking. Set it out. This is what I'm going to do. Case closed. I'm moving forward. When you overthink, you cause self-doubt, you self-sabotage, and then the whole plan is gone. You try to figure out, why was I here in the beginning? So yeah, these are some things that I need you to realize in the process. So now what I want to leave with you, we're going to be ending a little bit early, y'all. What I want to leave with you is your final declaration for this change. I align my habits with my growth. I align my habits with my growth. I align my mindset with my purpose. I release what no longer serves me. If you realize, I think we say that line every week. I release what no longer serves me. Why? Because a lot of us, we hold on to all of these things. They are precious memories to us. Some of it, they brought us joy. Some of us brought us sadness, but we are holding on to them. You have to learn to release that. They no longer serves a purpose. Yes, it is a memory. The memory can stay there, but you're not holding on to it. So I release what no longer serves me. And I am adjusting my life to match who I am becoming. I'm going to say it again. I align my habits with my growth. We align your habits, meaning you're changing. I align my mindset with my purpose. That means your mindset is changing. I release what no longer serves me. And I am adjusting my life to match who I am becoming. These are the things that you need to do in order to accept the change, accept the change, accept the change, accept the change. That is the first step. Accept it. You need to be able to accept you are changing, and in order for you to change, there must be change. So I hope that this session was beneficial to you all. Excuse me, y'all, once again. I hope that this session was beneficial to you all, and I hope that you received something from it. I thank you all for tuning in. I thank my WMEG listeners for tuning in. I thank you for my social media followers, listeners, subscribers, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I thank you all for tuning in today with us. Our topic for today what is our topic for today? Adjusting your life to match the change. Alignment is the real transformation. So we talked about alignment and how it's going to help us to change. So I want you all on today to accept the change. Walk in your change. Walk in and knowing who you are and what it is that you want to become. So you're walking. This is your time right now. This is your time. Go forth, acknowledging that you have changed, set those boundaries, do what it is that you need to do in order to see that growth happen in your life. Do not let those setbacks, the past, hinder you. Do not let it stop you. But I want you to keep going forward. Move in confidence. Move forward in confidence. So on today, I just want you all to accept the change. And remember that alignment is the real transformation. Alignment is the real transformation. Good morning to those who are tuning in. I see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I hope you all have a great day. Go out there and be great today. Accept your change. Walk in your change. And until next time, you all be blessed.
Empowering others to excel with your host, Jacqueline Job. Empowering others to excel with your host, Jacqueline Job. Are you ready to